All right, how's it going, everybody? My name is Luke from Coffee House, and if you're watching this video, it's likely you are on our website, so thank you for visiting our website. If it's not, you might be a victim of seeing this on YouTube as well. So if you're interested in watching more about the xBloom, feel free to hang around. Also, we have another video on this, my initial thoughts review, and that's 45 minutes long, and that's also on the website, or on YouTube. So scroll down, find that one as well. I think that one's a little more interesting if you're interested in learning about all of the things xBloom. But this is a longer term review, I suppose, but also an announcement. We've decided to sell these on the website. And if you know me or you know anything about Coffee House, we're pretty choosy about what we end up putting on the website, because I think it means a lot for us to put something on the website, and it means that we can stand behind something. And for me, the xBloom, originally, I wasn't too interested in seeing it on the website. I thought it was an interesting piece of tech, but I didn't know about how reliable it was going to be, anything like that. And so I got my hands on one, used it for a long time. They sent me one, so it was a well worth marketing expense. But I've used this for probably 6 months or so now. This is my own personal one, so you can see how it holds up. In terms of daily use. Everybody in the household uses this every day. And so for me, I had a Mocha-Master at home. I had a pour over set up at home. I did both of those things for quite a long time. But the difference here is that a lot of times I'm not always just able to take 15 minutes out of my day to make a pour over and do all of the prep and everything like that, heat the water, everything. So this has substituted my home pour over setup. So this is a video, 1, about us selling the xBloom, 2, a quick overview, and 3, how I make coffee at home. And so I just want to walk you through, I think, what is the Coffee House spec setup for the xBloom, and I'll tell you why as we brew. But at the end of the day, the xBloom is great. And one of the things that I talked about at length in the last video was the pod infrastructure and using the pods that they supply on their website. And I had concerns about selling roasted coffee on their website, because I think there's 2 objective truths in the coffee world, regardless of your level of expertise, and that is that freshly ground coffee is inherently better and freshly roasted coffee is inherently better. And so if we can take those 2 variables and lock those in, we see something like this come to light, and it really does a good job. Obviously, we have the built-in grinder chamber here. We have the brew chamber here, or whatever you want to call it. And it's great, you don't have to get into finding a nice grinder. And that was a thing, you'll buy a $300 Mocha-Master, but to get the quality that you want, you're still going to spend $500 on a grinder. So these, they're $7.99, but you pay for the grinder, the brewer, and the tech as well, whatever that markup ends looking like for you. But anyways, so they have a pod infrastructure, and I thought it was not that great because, they think of it logistically. They have to have a roaster roast coffee. Let's say they roast in New York. They have to ship it then to the West Coast in California for xBloom to put it in a production queue to pack the coffee and then ship it out to the customer. So, you run the risk of having a couple weeks already of roast length, roast time, since it was freshly roasted. And so I didn't love that, and they are working on systems to combat that. Obviously, supply chain optimization is a big thing, but secondly, they're selling smaller pod filling machines to other roasters, which is nice. That's a cool way so they can do it themselves and send it out. But for me, I still think this is really the only solution that I was comfortable with, and this is what I do at home. But we use these, they're reusable dripper here. So this is a piece of nice plastic with you can see a very used NFC tag on the bottom there. And so that's that. And then these are the filters. I know xBloom is coming out with their own line of filters or whatever, but this is the Kalita 155. This is the filter that you want for your xBloom if you plan on doing a reusable situation like me. We may or may not have these on the website, and if we do, they will be here and there, in and out. Kalita, as far as I understand, has some type of agreement with a US distributor to wholesale, so it's going to be a little more challenging for us to get that. But anyways, I'm going to open these and kind of walk you through a brew process. But before I do, just quickly. These are what the pods look like if you were to get them in the place. So they've got like the actual filter inside built in. And it's a nice little compostable pod, which is nice. But for me, I want to keep my cost as low as possible, and I want to keep this as realistic as possible for me to continue using it. So anyways, I like to keep it simple. What I'm going to do is grab one of these filters. I'm doing like a one take on this, so in a perfect world, I would wet this filter, but I just want to kind of show you how it goes. But so this fits in pretty nicely. Sometimes you got to kind of push the ridges in, but you know, it fits in well. So that's how that looks. And then we just tap that on there. So we're ready to go there. And then I'm going to put this down and just attach it right there. So I've got my mug here. What I'm going to do is take a scale. It might be nice to like pre-do this or something, you know, pre-dose. But for this sake, I'm doing it. And so in the app, the xBloom app, you can adjust the NFC tag there, the programming. What I've done is programmed it for this specific Guatemalan coffee, which is what I drink at home right now. I save profiles and then, you know, or you even write them down and then recreate them for the different coffees that I have. If you ever need us to send you our recipe for them to program on, we'd be happy to do so. But so freshly roasted, we're gonna go 18 grams in. Another thing I like to do too, and you'll see this, is I'm gonna grab my little spray bottle for this so I can show you, but I've got 18 grams here. 1 second. There we go. Okay, so I don't sell these. We may come out with them at some point, but it's just a little spray bottle for RDT. So the grinder will produce some static, so taking my coffee here, just one spray, just gonna kind of mix it around. And then so this, you can see the levels already set with the programming. Just gonna pour the coffee in there. So there's always some stuck beans in there, but that's how we do that. So I'm just gonna put the cup down there and tap it. And so now it's gonna do its thing. There's a water reservoir in the back. Let it grind for a second. So you're gonna hear it right now, over grinding. And that is because it isn't something you set in the app how many grams you're putting in. This just has a sensor inside of it that tells essentially the computer that the grinder has stopped grinding coffee. It senses the load that's required to turn those burrs, and then it's gonna stop. So that's how that's done, but you're gonna see it's gonna do a bloom here. And yeah, it's just gonna brew that cup of coffee. And so for me, I had the Mocha Master, but I was wasting a lot of coffee. You know, I'd brew 3 or 4 cups of Mocha Master coffee, and it was a little too fast for just 1 cup in that giant glass carafe. So I went back, regressed to pour overs. And so pour overs are great, but some mornings, you know, heating those kettles, just waiting, it is a lot of time out of your day. And for me, in this world that I live in of, you know, objective consistency, you know, quality, and this metric where we can kind of compare our coffees on a day-to-day basis, I've found that pour overs are difficult because you don't have control of your flow rate. You don't have control of your temperature to a certain degree, just a lot of variables involved that make it difficult to understand the true consistency and quality of your roast. And for us as coffee roasters, that's ever important. And so I mean, this is what it is. It comes in 2 different colors. It's this like kind of obsidian black, I think they call it, which it's more of like, I'm gonna use simpler terms here. I'm gonna call it space gray, which is the matte color. I mean, clearly this is very much influenced by Apple design. And then they have another one that they call something white. You'll see it on the website. It's probably on this product page. And which is more or less your standard Mac silver color. So those are the 2 colors of the machines. Construction is really nice. It's pretty much all metal. You can feel kind of like cold to the touch, a lot of these metal components here. And it's nice. One thing I think xBloom really did well was they have a little fan in the front here that's blowing steam out. And just like from when it's grinding and brewing, it just smells, you know, aromatically, it's so pleasant and pleasing. Like I can smell when the coffee is being brewed across my apartment. And it's nice, it's pleasant. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's very consistent. It is very pleasing to use. And at the end of the day, it's extremely consistent. I've used this for however 180 days or so, and it's never skipped a beat, never broken down. I've never had to re-brew coffee or anything like that. So it's a great endorsement for something like this, which is at the end of the day a startup. So we're going to be selling these, like I said, which is a pleasant thing to see. We haven't brought on a new product in a while for that reason. We've really been wanting to find something that we really love. And I think if you're not interested in brewing a pour over every day, but you want to keep it to 1 cup, I think this is the solution for you. You can obviously visit their website, look at their pod, marketplace, things like that. But I think the Kalita 155s are the perfect solution to something like this. So yeah, let me grab one of these really quickly. I would consider picking one of these up, $7.99. We do free shipping for everything on the website, but pick up some filters, pick up a bag, and we'll take care of the rest. Anyways, one last thing is, you want to make sure that you get something under there. Well, it drips. It really doesn't drip much, but the right temperature and a really pleasant extraction. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this kind of one-on-one, one-take video. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Hope you buy one. Hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, you know my email. If not, I'll put it down below. Please reach out. Ask me anything you need. And yeah, cheers.